Hello YouTube. Uh, Today I'm going to show you how to do a carb sync on your motorcycle. This is a Kawasaki Concours and I recently did a valve adjustment on it and a carb clean, and now it's time to do a carb sync. What I'm using here is just a homemade apparatus. I just have two glass bottles. This is some transmission fluid, and I've got a piece of pipe routed into the transmission oil, and then I've got some pipes that are going to connect to the vacuum valves on the motorcycle. The way this is set up is that there's no way that this oil can get into the carbs, so you don't have to worry about that. The worst that can happen is one of the bottles will empty up into the other bottle if the carbs are too out of sync. All you have to do is just blow on the pipe and the oil will come back in. So how we're going to do this is a few things what you will need. I've got a fan set up right here that I'm going to turn on before I do the carb sync. The motorcycle has to be completely warmed up, so you need obviously a well ventilated area. I've got the back of my garage open and the door open in the front as well. So how we're going to do this is you're going to locate the vacuum ports. There's one right here. There is another one right there. So this is carb 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you're going to sync. Since I only have 2 of these bottles right here, you can make a 4 and sync all the 4 carbs at the same time, but I've got 2. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to sync 1 and 2 first, then 3 and 4, and then once that is done, then I'm going to sync 4 and 1. So how we sync the carbs is basically you're going to plug in this this pipe right here to the vacuum ports. One's going to go here, the other one's going to go here to sync 1 and 2, and there's a little screw. There's a little Phillips head screw right here. Let's see. It's right here, right where my screwdriver is. I don't know how good it's coming. It's right here. Let's see. It's right there. And we're going to adjust this by turning this clockwise or counterclockwise, and it's only small movements. Same thing on the other side. The screw is located right here. This is the screw for 2 and 3, and there's going to be one screw right here in the middle right there, and that's going to adjust between 1 and 4. So let me go ahead and start the bike up. I'm going to warm up the bike and then go ahead and start with the carb sync. So the bike is now warmed up. I've got the pipes set up, plugged into the carb 2 and 3, actually 3 and 4, and I'm going to use this screw right here, this little screw right here, to adjust it as necessary. So let me go ahead and do that. And here we have the setup, so you'll be able to see. When I start the bike, you'll be able to see the fluid moving one way or the other, and then as I adjust it, they'll basically stabilize. So as you noticed, it's not important that the levels are off balance. So that means there's more fluid in one bottle than the other. What's more important is that the levels don't really move up and down. So they could be at a different level. This could be this much and this could be lower right here. As long as they're not moving up and down, they're pretty good. So right now I think I've got it pretty close. I don't see the levels moving around. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So now the carbs 3 and 4 are synced. I'm going to go ahead and sync 1 and 2 the same way, and then I'm going to go ahead and sync 1 and 4. So basically, once your carbs are synced, what you'll see is that the fluid in both these bottles is now going to be fluctuating pretty much almost or very negligible. And what you will notice is that your idle will be a lot stable. So let me go ahead and start the bike up. I've already synced all 4 carbs, and as you can see, my idle is very stable. It looks very good. And you know, it's a good time to readjust your idle speed because it will go off a little bit. So this is a California bike, but I've got all the California emission off of here, so I'm gonna just adjust that a little. And there you go, it's about 1000 RPMs, and that looks fairly stable to me. So that's all there is to it, and you're all done. Thanks for watching.